Hello folks, Reginald Scott here. How are you all doing? Welcome to the video. So just wanted to make a quick video today trying to give you some advice and guidance on the SENSAH EMPIRE group set. Now, as a bike mechanic, I've had a few of these group sets come through the shop, and recently I got a chance to play with the 11-speed mechanical and the 12-speed mechanical SENSAH EMPIRE group set for road bike. Now, I don't have these group sets with me right now. They're actually on customers' bikes, one of whom is my friend of mine. Next time they come through, I'll take some video of them. But I also intend to buy one of these group sets myself just to show you and to install onto a bike so I can give a better long-term review of these group sets. I also intend to buy a cheap Chinese carbon frame offline, build it up with this group set, you know, that kind of thing, just to show what can be done with a relatively limited budget. Anyway, I just wanted to give you this advice before you go out and buy one of these SENSAH EMPIRE group sets. And the advice is as follows. Yes, it does seem to be pretty good quality stuff. You may have never had a chance to look at one of these group sets yet, and may never had a chance to touch it or feel it or play with it, but I did, and I was actually pretty impressed with the build quality. Yes, it is a virtual direct copy of both Shimano and SRAM. The Shimano copy side of it is that the hoods feel very Shimano style, you know, in their shape. They're very comfortable, more comfortable than I would say the SRAM hoods are. So I like that about the group set. The levers themselves, the brake levers, the shifters, they feel kind of a little bit like Shimano in their feel, their shape, their texture, all that kind of thing. But obviously the shifting side of it is very much like SRAM. The rear derailleur, the front derailleur is a direct SRAM copy basically, and the rear derailleur also looks like a SRAM derailleur, but seems very well built, nice quality to it, especially the higher end SENSAH stuff with the carbon fiber cage and everything, and the colourful jockey wheels. It's all very nice. Anyway, here's the advice. You've got 11-speed and you've got 12-speed mechanical for SENSAH EMPIRE. If you're going to buy one of these group sets, please bear on the side of getting the 11-speed, okay? And the reason why I say that is this. The 11-speed works. It works very well and it shifts very well, okay? The 12-speed does have some issues. And the reason why the 12-speed has issues is the same reason why Shimano and SRAM sell 12-speed in electronic only. There's a very, very good reason for this, okay? And there is a fundamental flaw or a fundamental issue with 12-speed which mandates the use of electronic shifting, okay? And that is this. When you have the space between your dropouts at the back of the bike and you have your wheel and you have your wheel hub, that space is limited, okay? That space is finite. And the manufacturers have been trying to fit more and more gears within that space, okay? Because bikes haven't changed, the wheel sizings haven't changed, but the number of gears on the group set has changed, okay? So we've gone from, say, 8-speed to 9-speed to 10-speed to 11-speed, now to 12-speed, okay? And if you imagine these two hands here are the cogs on the rear cassette, and this is 8-speed, when they switched to 9 and 10 speed, the cogs got closer together. And then 11 speed, they were really close, and 12 speed, they're incredibly close. And the chain has got thinner as well, okay? So the chain had to get thinner, the cogs had to get closer together because they need to create space in order to fit that 12th gear, okay, that additional gear. And what that means is that the cogs are so close together and the chain is so close to the cogs that if you have a slight misalignment in the frame or a slight misalignment in the hanger or a slight misalignment in your gear tuning, then you're going to start getting shifting issues. You're going to start getting that chain constantly skipping and trying to shift up or trying to shift down. And that is what I found with the 12-speed SENSAH EMPIRE mechanical group set. It's very, very finicky. It's very, very difficult to tune correctly. And it just doesn't seem to want to stay in one place. And I did everything with this guy's bike who was just in the store. I straightened his hangers, I adjusted everything, you know, I tried to get this thing to work and shift smoothly like I'm accustomed to from, say, Shimano and SRAM. And like the 11-speed SENSAH Empire does shift, it does shift beautifully well, but the 12-speed, I just couldn't get it to work. It would just, if it was not skipping at the bottom of the cassette, it was skipping by the time it got to the top, or it was skipping somewhere through the middle. And you just do 1 or 2 incremental adjustments to the barrel adjuster, and you get the opposite problem. So because that chain is so close, and if you imagine, as you're shifting up the rear cassette, okay, you're starting to put a bend in the chain, right? It's called cross chaining, when you've got your chain on the big ring at the front and you're going up higher and higher towards the back, and you're getting towards the big cog at the back. Your chain is now at a complete angle, okay? This is aligned. Let's say this is the big cog with, say, the 13th tooth cog on the back. As you start shifting up at the back, you've got this misalignment, this angle. And that angle adds to the likelihood that the cassette is going to start skipping, because as you start to bend the chain, it gets closer to the other cogs on the inside or the outside of the cassette, so it just starts skipping. So that is why Shimano and SRAM use electronic shifting for their 12-speed group sets, because with a 12-speed rear derailleur, you've got a servo motor which can make tiny incremental adjustments. And when you tune it, you can make tiny incremental adjustments, and it's less likely to come out of tune than, say, a cable, which needs, sometimes occasionally stretches or changes with weather conditions and things like that, temperature. So it's not an issue with 10-speed. It's not an issue with 11-speed. There's still enough space with 11-speed. I wouldn't personally go much higher than 10-speed if I didn't have to, but 11-speed is fine for me. That extra gear is not worth it for the hassle that you're going to get with the SENSAH Empire mechanical. Now, if they come out with an electronic group set for, like, I don't know, $1,000 or something crazy like that, then obviously it will be interesting to see whether that solves the problem. If they do come out with an electronic group set, probably not a great idea to buy the first one, because there are going to be teething issues like there were with the first mechanical group sets from SENSAH Empire, certain pieces of plastic and things breaking off. But now they've improved and they are much more robust and better. So I would stay away from buying the very first electronic group set they come out with. Maybe wait to the second gen. Those usually tend to be better. But there you go. So SENSAH Empire, yes, recommended in some ways if you're on a budget. Obviously, I'd prefer to go to SRAM. If you can afford it, go SRAM. If you can't, yep, SENSAH Empire might be a good choice. It looks pretty, it works fairly well as long as you stick with the 11-speed. And go lower as well. I think they do 10-speed group sets as well, but stick with 11. That would be my advice. Or wait until they come out with the second gen electronic 12-speed group set and then maybe fork out on it. But just remember, with 12-speed group sets, the chains, the cogs and everything, they wear out faster because they're so much thinner, and they're more prone to damage and breaking because they're so much thinner, because those manufacturers are just trying to cram in as many gears as they possibly can, and it's not a good idea. It's simply a marketing technique to get you to buy new group sets and stuff. There really is no good reason to having the 12-speed group set. 11 and 10 are just good enough, to be honest with you, for pretty much everything, including racing. So not necessary, and you are compromising on the rigidity of the system and the robustness of the system by adding extra gears in where there's no more space. But there you go. Anyway, as I say, SENSAH Empire, if you're going to buy it, go 11-speed. Thanks for watching. I do hope you like the video. Share it with a friend. Do subscribe. Do hit the notification bell and all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, stay safe, and don't forget to pop a comment if you want to. Always happy to read the comments and reply back. Thanks. Bye.